Have you ever noticed how, right after something good happens, something bad mysteriously follows? You get the promotion, and suddenly fall sick. Your relationship deepens, and out of nowhere, you pick a fight. Most people chalk it up to stress, bad luck, or life balancing itself out. But what if that's not true? What if you're not unlucky? You're unconsciously punishing yourself for feeling too good. According to psychologists, nearly 80% of people sabotage their own happiness, not because they're weak, but because their mind is trying to protect them. There's a hidden ceiling on how much love, success, or joy we allow ourselves to feel, and the moment we cross it, we sabotage it. In the next few minutes, you'll uncover the invisible psychological limit that quietly controls your life, and how to break free from the inner thermostat that keeps turning down your happiness. Stay with me till the end. Let's begin. Imagine you've worked tirelessly for years, grinding through late nights, giving your all, and then, one day, you finally land your dream role. But instead of feeling proud, you feel sick to your stomach. Ever experienced this? Meet Daniel, a project manager who just got promoted to Director of Operations at a top-tier tech firm in Boston. This was everything he thought he wanted. The paycheck, the prestige, the recognition. But days after the celebration, something strange started to happen. He became restless at work, snappy with his wife. He stayed up late watching mindless videos, started skipping key meetings, and began making careless mistakes. He told himself it was just pressure, but deep down Daniel was unraveling, and he didn't know why. One evening he picked a fight over dinner about something trivial. His wife looked at him confused. "Why are you acting like this? I thought this promotion was a good thing." Daniel couldn't answer her, because even he didn't understand what was going on. What Daniel didn't realize was this: he had just hit an invisible ceiling, a subconscious limit on how much success, happiness, or visibility he was comfortable with. And without knowing it, his mind and body were working overtime to pull him back down, to where it felt safe. This wasn't laziness. It wasn't imposter syndrome. It was something deeper. A built-in mechanism designed to protect you, even if it meant destroying everything you worked for. So why do we sabotage what we've always wanted? To answer that, we need to look at a strange, repeating pattern that's hiding in plain sight. Ever noticed how something bad always seems to follow something good? Like the universe can't let you have too much peace without a little chaos right behind it? Daniel wasn't alone. There's Sarah, who comes back from her honeymoon glowing, only to fall sick and miss 2 weeks of work. There's Chris, who finally gets his big break as a stand-up comic, and finds himself drinking more than ever, self-sabotaging gigs. Or Jenna, who's just starting to feel close to her new partner, then suddenly picks a fight so fierce they nearly break up. At first glance, it looks like bad luck, a coincidence. But when the same sequence happens again and again, a breakthrough followed by a breakdown, it stops being random. It becomes a pattern. Here's what's really going on. Your mind has a hidden thermostat, a limit for how much joy, love, or success it believes is safe for you. And when you start to exceed that limit, your subconscious panics. It scrambles to balance the equation, to return you to the emotional baseline it knows, so it triggers illness, doubt, arguments, chaos. Not to punish you, but to protect you. Even if what it's protecting you from is growth. But where did this invisible ceiling come from? Why do some of us feel allergic to success, like our own happiness is too much to handle? To find the answer, we need to go back to where it all started, back to childhood. You weren't born afraid of success. You were programmed to fear it. Meet Maya. As a kid, Maya was sharp, always top of her class, curious, creative, bright-eyed. But every time she celebrated a win, a top score, a prize, a compliment, something would happen at home. Her older brother would sulk. Her mum would say, "Don't brag, Maya, it's not polite." Her dad would remind her, "Stay humble, don't get carried away." Over time, a message sank deep into her nervous system. If I shine too bright, I lose love. If I do too well, I upset others. If I stand out, I don't belong. Now Maya is 32. She's got a great job offer, a supportive partner, a book draft she's proud of. But just when things are going well, she pulls back. She forgets to send the manuscript. She hesitates on accepting the promotion. She starts overthinking the relationship, not because she's lazy or ungrateful, but because her internal thermostat, set in childhood, says this much happiness is unsafe, and the body listens. The upper limit isn't just a mindset, it's a pattern of survival. The subconscious wires us to avoid anything that once led to rejection, even if it's love, peace, or success. You're not broken, you're conditioned. But what's most dangerous is how this self-sabotage doesn't always look like sabotage. Sometimes it looks smart, strategic, even logical. Let's look closer. The most dangerous kind of self-sabotage doesn't feel dangerous at all. It feels reasonable. Jake had finally done it. After years of freelancing, hustling, saying yes to everything, he landed his first big client. The contract was huge, his dream. But suddenly, Jake became realistic. This isn't the right time, he told himself. I should wait a few months before hiring help. I don't want to grow too fast and mess it up. On the surface, logical. But underneath, Jake wasn't planning. He was protecting himself from growth. Because with growth came visibility. With visibility came pressure. And with pressure came the fear. What if I'm not enough? These inner doubts wear clever disguises. They don't yell, I'm scared. They whisper, be smart. Take it slow. Maybe you're not ready yet. This is how the subconscious operates. Not with chaos, but with calm, convincing logic. It masks fear as strategy. And it does it so well we believe it. You don't fear success. You fear what it will cost you, the pressure, the exposure, the risk of failure. So you play it safe and call it wisdom. That little voice in your head doesn't always want what's best for you. It wants what feels familiar. If success threatens your sense of identity or safety, that voice will outsmart you with your own reasoning. And here's the kicker. The better you get at succeeding, the smarter your sabotage becomes. You won't even realize it's happening until your comfort zone starts to feel like a cage. But what happens when life actually gets too good? That's where we're headed next. One of the most terrifying emotions isn't fear, it's joy. Dev never expected calm to feel so threatening. After years of toxic relationships, breakups, and chaos, he finally found someone who didn't play games. Emma was kind, steady, present. They laughed easily. Arguments were rare. The silence between them was peaceful, not heavy. It should have felt like home. But for Dev, it felt like standing on thin ice. Little things started to bother him. A delayed reply made him anxious. An offhand comment spun in his head for hours. He started testing her patience, showing up late, withdrawing affection, picking at small flaws. He didn't realize it, but he was searching for the discomfort he was used to, because calm was unfamiliar, and unfamiliar felt unsafe. Joy doesn't feel good when your nervous system was raised on chaos. For someone wired for survival, peace can feel like a threat. You see, when your nervous system has been wired for survival, joy can feel like danger. The absence of conflict feels like the silence before a storm. So your mind creates noise, just to feel normal. Dev wasn't broken. He was protecting himself from vulnerability, because peace requires trust. And when trust has been betrayed before, joy becomes the scariest risk of all. But here's the real twist. It's not just about relationships. We do this with success, with love, with happiness itself. And unless we catch it in time, we keep shrinking the good to match our familiar. So where does this pattern actually come from? It's time we name the monster. Every person has an internal thermostat for how much happiness, love, or success they can tolerate. And the moment life turns up the heat, that thermostat kicks in to bring it back down. Think about it like this. Your subconscious mind is like a thermostat set to 72 degrees of okayness. A bit of stress? It can handle it. A little joy? That's fine. But the moment something extraordinary happens, an incredible opportunity, deep love, a sense of real freedom, the temperature rises to 85, 90, even 100, and that's when the system panics. Suddenly, you get sick the night before your big presentation. You start procrastinating right after you land that promotion, or you pick a fight the day after a perfect date. That's why you will see people who win a jackpot almost always go broke in a few days. But because deep down, something in you believes, this much good can't last, I don't deserve it, it's not safe. This is the upper limit problem, a term coined by Gay Hendricks in The Big Leap. It's the hidden mechanism that forces you back into emotional comfort, even if that comfort is stress, conflict, or struggle. And here's the wild part. This thermostat isn't logical. It's built from childhood stories, early experiences, cultural beliefs, all the things that taught you how much joy, success, or love was allowed. So how do you know if you're stuck in this pattern? The signs are all around you. Subtle, sneaky, and often mistaken for normal. Let's break them down next. Some of the most dangerous signs of self-sabotage don't scream, they whisper. And because they're so familiar, so baked into our daily lives, we miss them entirely. Let's look at 3 of the most common and most overlooked ways self-sabotage shows up. Number 1, sudden illness or accidents after a win. Ever noticed how people get migraines, stomach issues, or even car troubles right after something good happens? It sounds like coincidence, but often it's the body's unconscious way of saying, this success is too much, too fast. Number 2, picking fights when things feel too good. Imagine this. You finally feel connected in your relationship. Things are flowing, easy. Then out of nowhere, you snap, start an argument, bring up something from the past. Why? Because calm feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. Number 3, dismissing or minimizing your own achievements. You hit a goal, and instead of celebrating, you say, it's not a big deal. I got lucky. Or even worse, I don't think I deserve this. That's not humility. That's your inner thermostat kicking in. These moments are so common, they hide in plain sight. And unless you know what to look for, you'll keep thinking it's just your personality, bad timing, or being realistic. But here's the truth. These patterns aren't just quirks, they're clues. Clues that something deeper needs to be healed, rewired, and upgraded. So now that you see the signs, what can you do about them? Let's explore the actual process to break through the upper limit and finally step into your next level. You don't escape self-sabotage by pushing harder. You outgrow it. The real transformation doesn't happen when you force yourself past fear. It happens when you rewire the story behind the fear. Let's break down the 3-part process that begins to reset your inner thermostat and helps you expand into more success, more peace, and more joy without shrinking. Step 1. Notice the emotional reaction when things go well. This sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Next time something good happens, a compliment, a win, a peaceful moment, pause. Tune into your body. Are you breathing shallow? Do you feel an urge to scroll, argue, or do something? That discomfort, that's your signal. Step 2. Name the underlying belief. Behind every sabotage pattern is a silent belief. If I succeed, I'll be alone. If I get too happy, something bad will happen. I'm not safe when I'm seen. When you name it, you take away its power. What was unconscious becomes conscious. Step 3. Normalize and expand. Instead of backing away, sit with the feeling. Let your body learn that success, joy, and love can be safe. Just like building muscle, this emotional expansion takes time, but every moment you hold it, you reset the thermostat just a little higher. And that's the real win, not just achieving more, but becoming someone who can hold more without shutting down. But what happens when you actually break through? When you stop bracing for the fall, and finally let yourself rise? That's where we're headed next. What really happens when you stop fearing joy and finally allow yourself to feel good? Let's go back to Daniel. The last time we saw him, success triggered panic. He picked fights, missed deadlines, and pulled away from everything he'd worked so hard for. But something shifted. This time, after receiving praise from the company's CEO, he feels the familiar rush of discomfort. His chest tightens. His mind spins with doubt. He almost sends an email to back out of the upcoming leadership summit. Almost. But then, he pauses. He remembers the pattern. He breathes. He lets the discomfort rise and stay. And for the first time, he doesn't run. He walks into that summit with nerves, yes, but also with awareness. And awareness changes everything. See, the true breakthrough isn't that Daniel became fearless. It's that he learned to stop interpreting discomfort as danger. He didn't abandon the joy. He made space for it. He didn't sabotage the success. He let it land. Because the real freedom isn't in achieving more. It's in allowing yourself to receive it without guilt, panic, or self-punishment. To hold love without questioning it. To sit in calm without creating chaos. To win and not shrink. That's what it means to break the invisible cycle. Not just to chase the dream, but to finally feel safe inside it. So why do we sabotage the very things we've always wanted? It's not because we're broken. It's because somewhere deep down, success feels unsafe. When Daniel hit his career milestone, it should have felt like a win. But instead, he spiraled. Not because he didn't want success, but because his nervous system wasn't used to holding that much joy. This is the invisible psychology of self-sabotage. It's the internal thermostat that tells you how much happiness, love, or peace you're allowed to feel. And when life exceeds that limit, your mind finds clever ways to pull you back down. But here's the shift. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to expand what feels familiar, to hold success without shrinking, to let joy stay a little longer. And if that feels hard, it's okay. Growth always does. Have you ever caught yourself ruining a good thing? Comment below. If this video made you pause, like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who's shrinking from success. Because we bring you powerful, transformational videos that help rewire your thinking, so you can rise in life, work, relationships, finances, and become who you were meant to be. That's what Metanoia is all about. The shift from knowing to becoming.